This is Ouch My Wallet, hosted by Robert Simmons, a production of the TFYLP Network.
Stop messing with stuff. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ouch My Wallet, part of the TFYLP Network cast of shows, where we just talk about what we got recently. Sometimes it's new, sometimes it's old, whatever have you. And with us, I'm your host as normal, Rob, and with us we have not a special guest, but our new cast member, Mr. Nick.
Hello.
You've probably been seeing him on the main TFYLP show. I think you've been on the past couple of weeks, which has been awesome.
Cool.
He's addicted.
Also,
Stamp.
And also with us we have Jack.
Hey, what's cracking?
And we have Mr. Paul.
Hey.
Or
Hi.
Paul. Yeah. All right. So, since Nick hasn't been on the show before, I meant to say this beforehand, but whoops. So what we usually do is, just in case, is you talk about, a toy or a related set of toys, and, talk about it, we'll discuss for a bit, and then we go to the next person, and we try to make a few rounds. If we can get, 3 or 4 rounds, and that's good. Sometimes at the end, we'll be like, I still got a pile of crap. We're going to do a lightning round. And here's some less interesting stuff. But, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And sometimes we go off topic, and that's fine for this show. We don't really care. We let the conversation take us where it goes. So, do you want to kick it off, Nick?
Now, why don't one of you guys go first, and I'll follow your lead. This way I know what's going on.
What a wuss.
Figured. Come on.
All right, here. I'm going to start off then with a softball.
Okay.
Come on. Hit
This
us with
actually
that
isn't
fastball. Right? 89 miles an hour to the stomach. Come on.
It's not a challenge. It's not a challenge.
This is a 5-mile-an-hour underhanded lob from your grandmother. This actually isn't an Ouch My Wallet. It is a Planet X Fall of Cybertron Starscream, which, as most people know, was super discounted on Big Bad, him and Megatron. I didn't pick up Megatron, but I did pick up Starscream, and I had my pile of loot shipped a while back. So finally got him in a chance to mess with him. He's actually really nice. I'd never messed with it before, and I have several Planet X's, other crap, but, it comes with his crown, which is awesome. And he was it was marked down to, I think, like $35.
Wow.
$40.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And the thing is, you pre-ordered it for the discounted price. And, they were up for months at that price. So, at first it was like, oh, they must be clearing out stock. But it was a pre-order?
Maybe to draw more interest.
Paul, y'all are in the industry.
If I had to guess, they made a deal with Planet X to, clear out their stock, and it was going to take a month to get it or something. And we're just like, hey.
Maybe they put it on a boat, and it just took that long to get over, ship cheap as possible.
It's a guess, I don't know. But, I got the Megatron from that same sale. And I've been, we cut out, we started doing Ouch My Wallet every other week. And so I forgot, put it away. I never ended up showing it.
Oops. Yeah, he's showing on, the Starscream is showing on BBTS, marked from 105 down to 65. And then Megatron, their Pluto, is it was 115, now it's $79.99.
Yeah.
I might have to bite on Megatron. Holy
I don't know. I didn't love that toy, but
the Megatron got kind of mixed reviews. The Starscream, though,
very cool.
Everybody that was interested in such a thing really liked it, and I have to agree with him. He's pretty fun to transform. He's got a couple of little bits. It's real minor, but his bullshit inside the little hit panels, they're fine in robot mode, but in plain mode, I was like, I don't know what to do with these, and I'm not gonna look at instructions. I didn't overly care. You can just shove them out of the way and it's fine. But the meat of the transformation is nice. He looks good in both modes. He has a big ass mace. He's got his crown. He's got his null rays. I mean, what more do you want? It's Starscream. How do you not have this, Paul? Or do you have it?
Yeah, I got it a long time ago. Okay. I have the Ghost one too.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. He's good stuff. If you were thinking of picking him up while he's cheap, go for it. I don't know. Maybe I did pay whatever Big Bad said it is now, but I thought it was a little cheaper than that, and I don't care enough to go look at it.
Shit.
Nice.
Quick point. Their Trypticon, Planet X's Trypticon, was originally $360, marked down to $250. Oh shit!
Yeah, both parts of it were on sale too. I don't know.
Damn.
I'm not that interested in the Fall of Cybertron line to make that much room for it.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's...
But it's cool. It's cool.
I like that toy. At that price, it's even better. I remember Chosen Prime had like a set of 6 Seekers.
The Starscream.
Yeah, they had a set of 6 Seekers for like Black Friday one year. It's like Acid Storm and Skywarp, Thundercracker, Starscream, the Ghost one, and Sunstorm. All that same mold for like a good deal, but I didn't. I almost did it, and then I chickened out.
Yeah. All right. So who wants to go next?
I think I got the idea now.
All right.
Training wheels are off.
Yeah, training wheels are off. Go easy on me, guys.
Try to.
It's a podcast of nerds. You can't really do it wrong.
Yeah.
That's
we
true.
We act like we're trying to one up each other. We totally are not.
Yeah. Well, I was looking through my database of all the stuff I picked up in the last 45 days or so. During quarantine. And first one I picked out was my favorite little cherry flavored monkey here, Masterpiece Burning Convoy. I loved the original, and I couldn't wait for this one to come out. And now that I've got it in hand, it's even better than I thought it was going to be. If you've messed with the Masterpiece Primal, it's one of the better Beast Wars Masterpiece guys. I really enjoy the transformation. It's not overly complicated like some of the others, Megatron or Dinobot, which are beautiful figures, but oh my god.
I don't find them that bad. I really don't. They make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just worried I'm going to break a
Megatron
panel
honestly...
or something on those guys, Whereas I'm much less worried about the monkey, specifically cherry-flavored monkey here.
Not worried about the clear plastic, though?
Nah, I'm not worried about it. He feels really solid, and it's still new. It's not 5 years old and getting more fragile yet. Ask me again in 10 years.
I didn't even know that had come out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, I knew there was hype about it, when they announced it or whatever, but I hadn't heard anybody be like, oh my god, it got him in finally, and et cetera, et cetera.
He's real pretty. He's got all the gold highlights like the original had, and his swords are all gold, and I think my background is fuzzy, so it's messing with some of the details here.
Yeah, the background blurring is...
I'll see if I can't turn that off so we can get a better look at it.
Go to the bottom right of your screen with the 3 little dots.
Oh, okay.
And then it should say a little feature saying blur your
Unblur
background.
my background. Got it.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, Zaldron was asking why he's blurry. I think it's because he was censored. It's just too hot for YouTube.
Yeah.
It was not intentional.
So,
That should be a little better now. Now you can see him.
oh man, look at those gold lips.
And he's got
there's
his gold swords there. He's pretty slick. I like him.
Did he come with any unique accessories, or was it the standard accessories?
I think he actually came with less accessories than the other version, if I remember right. I got mine from Pulse, so it's got that outer sleeve that comes from... As I drop the box on the microphone. Sorry, guys.
God.
Trust me, it's not the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not even Twizzlers into the microphone.
Yeah, he literally just comes with...
At least I'm not
swords.
touching my mic, Lucas.
Yeah, it's
like, I know Primal came with like the box with like the extra mason stuff, but like I don't think every version of it came with that. I think you had to do something like you had to pre-order it to get it.
Yeah, that's it. It's the 2 extra faces and the 2 swords, and that's all the parts he comes with. So, but still super cool and does everything I want it to do. So I'm not complaining. I'm such a sucker for this particular era of the Beast Wars stuff. All of that, Beast Wars 2nd and Beast Wars Neo. So any excuse to get anything of that.
I assume we're going to get a gold Leo convoy at some point, right?
Oh, I hope so. The sparkling one with like
Out.
Yeah. Although, I got to tell you, I was a little disappointed with that Masterpiece, specifically in the lion shoulder, the way it doesn't quite sit the way you want it to. It sort of hangs off funny. But that's.
I talked about that figure when I got it in, and it was one of those. My main complaints with the figure, though, came down to ultimately the character design. Because I mean, he's going to have this big lion claw hanging off his wrist.
Yeah.
That looks kind of clunky. What are you going to do about it? He's got half of a lion ass and a lion head on the other shoulder. They're going to get a little in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, you're right that it could click in a little better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's still always going to be a little clunky. Just, that's the design. It's like, not Ultra Mammoth. Big Convoy. What is he called?
Yeah.
The Mammoth.
Big Convoy.
Yeah. Is this Big Convoy? Okay. I don't trust myself anymore. My old man brain. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm getting even older.
Oh, happy birthday, Rob.
Here we go.
And it's just, like, that figure... There's no version of, Big Convoy that's going to be fun to transform.
See, I love that
ever.
figure. I have no complaints about the Big Convoy figure. I have loved that toy since it first came out. I was stoked to get all of the reissues. I got to get the one with the big Matrix Blaster thing or whatever it's called. Yeah. I think I own that toy 6-7 times at this point, whatever it is.
And I pulled out that Matrix Buster thing and was messing with it, and I was just like, I hate this toy so much.
Oh no!
I hate it so much.
I'm in the middle.
I think it looks cool, but like I hate everything's on, like the feet are on ball joints, so all the weight is on ball joints, and it's 2 feet that split apart. It's just outrageous. Like some of the things they thought were going to be good. Splits. Like I hope they redo that toy, but since they re-released it 3 times in the past 2 years, I'm worried they're not gonna go there with the masterpiece. Yeah, that they're just like, oh, this is what you get.
I mean, I think he looks great in Mammoth mode, but he's just so clunky trying to organize all the panels. Like in Robot mode, that is. Sorry. I mean, I have 2 versions of it because I do have the Ultra Mammoth and the Big Mammoth version.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but it's like a lot of the Beast eras from that or Beast figures from that era. It's just pile of panels. Go to town.
There was one that was all black, right, in Japan. Yeah. I think I still need to get that one.
Yeah.
Even though I hate it. Drain damage. Well, that Burning Convoy looks cool. I haven't seen it in person. I think I know the head is supposed to be the way it is. It's just so jarring and weird. Like if you're not in tune with the history of it or the fiction.
Gold lips are killing me.
Yeah, I didn't know it had gold lips. That actually kind of looks cool. It's weird that it's this blue head when everything else is red.
Just like the original.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah, I know. I know it's like the original. It's just still. It just looks a little strange.
It's very notable. All right, Paul or Jack?
I'll go.
Doesn't matter to me.
I got a hold of.
Oops.
The rest of Wave 2 of these Super 7 dudes. So this is Shockwave, and he's, basically doing the Night of the Living Dead stuff. They can
5 POA.
He's got his little tube.
Yeah, they're like old Star Wars
That's
toys.
Cool.
Yeah, the tube is actually weird. I was messing with it, and you can actually see bubbles inside of it. Oops. I don't know if you can really see them, but it kind of stretches. Like I'm worried to move his arm.
Yeah.
Because it kind of will stretch it, and I know over time it's probably gonna mess it up big time.
Cracking.
But I got him, and I got basically Wave 2 was split in 2 parts instead of 8 of them at a time like the first wave was. So Astro Train and Shockwave, and actually look, he's got a red butt paint apps. It's weird.
Details.
And the other 2 were
Get the details.
2 Autobots, Mirage and Alpha Trion. But I'm not going to open these ones. But
what made you decide to open or not open them?
Character collections.
I see.
Smart.
Which way does that go?
Collect.
You open the ones that
I open the ones I open the ones that I collect. I'm actually these ones aren't really for me.
Got it.
You know what I mean? But these ones I definitely was gonna keep. So the ones that I actually collect the characters of, I get and I open and I put them on the display. So I think I know a lot of people are like, these are stupid. Why would you buy these? But I like them. I think they're cute. They're painted very well. I mean, for what they are, they're great.
Yeah, the sculpts and the material and the paint apps on the Super 7 stuff is usually pretty fantastic. And as simple as these figures are, they look great.
Yeah.
The art is so good.
Like the box art, you mean?
Yeah. Like, I sent in, Super 7 did a Q&A, and apparently I was the quickest at the computer. And so, like, they answered my question first was, hey, where's an art book for all your art? Because, like, I have the Transformers boxed package art, or package book or whatever, the G1 package book, and it's awesome. You know, it's all airbrush stuff, and I'd love to see stuff from their Transformers and their Ninja Turtle line, you know, collected art for that. And they said that they want to do it.
Look at that Grimlock. That's
they're
really
just like
cool.
right now, they're like, we don't have time to do it, so they're hoping. They mentioned in an interview with Pixel Dan later that, like, they want to contract it out to someone to do it, to do that art and get that art out there.
Well, it can't be too tough. I mean, the art already exists.
Well,
so
yeah, but they're just like, you know, they're a small shop. They don't have the manpower to produce it, but, you know, we could work with somebody to produce it.
Well, one thing that I think is notable about these is, like, they called this is Skyfire. This is not Jetfire. This is not
Here we go again.
Because it's based on his cartoon appearance, and he was called Skyfire in the cartoon.
Just with, like, the trapezoid leg shin things, you know, it's legit. And Rumble is lavender.
Blurple?
Yeah, he's blue or whatever. So Frenzy. I really like that. So.
Was that Frenzy?
No, it's Rumble. They say so.
In this case, it is explicitly the. I know a lot of people, they don't get these what they are, you know, and they're simple homages, you know, to the characters we love, you know, and they have a whole reaction line. It's like a cheap line to collect, like, you know, it's not like the third party, you know, or the Masterpiece Life where everything's like, you're lucky if it's only $60-$70.
Pretty much.
Prices keep going up across the board. Like, Fans Toys just had a big price increase on everything, but these are ways to get the characters you want cheap. They don't take up a lot of room, and it's a throwback to, like, the Star Wars era, that the first, like, action figures that really blew up the world, you know, with the simple 5 points of articulation. If you hear somebody say 5 POA, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They said that what they're seeing now is because, you know, Transformers is new for Super 7, so they're like, and they've seen this with their other brands. They're like, you know, initially they don't sell super well, but they're like, once you get to wave 2 or 3, people are like, oh, now I'm getting it. I see what these look like together. This isn't just they did 4 figures and they're out. They're like, you know, I can see the family, and it's like it starts clicking with people.
Yeah.
And sales pick up. You know, especially like people now trying to go back and get wave 1 or whatever. Especially
kind of hard.
Yeah, and because they're so cheap to make, you know, because it's like they're like what, $18 on Big Bad each, something like that.
Yeah, MSRP is $18.
Yeah, and they have a deluxe Devastator that I think is like $30, and that's the one I have bought, like pre-ordered or whatever.
Yeah, I have to find that. Great.
Yeah, they
I have,
you know, like it's not a big investment, and they can do weird stuff like they did Alphatron already.
Yeah,
which is like perfect.
Who starts? Yeah. And if you know anything about Super 7, they love doing the weird niche characters early on, like as often as they can. Like we're seeing that with Ninja Turtles. Like they're already getting to Muckman. Mm-hmm. You know, they didn't just do 4 turtles wave 1. Like no, they're like, you get 1 turtle.
Some things that
we want to do weird stuff.
Some things I especially like about Astro Train is like because of what these are and how simple they are, they can do stuff like the feet are exactly like they were in the cartoon. There's no feet. It's literally like he's wearing bell bottoms or something.
Yeah, just a straight brick going down.
Hey, it was 1984. What do you want?
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to keep harping on these. We can move on because these are pretty simple. But not a lot of people see these, you know. And one other thing that's cool is the guns are always like all the accessories are spot on too, and they fit in the hands really really snug.
That's
like
cool.
They're like almost they're like a harder plastic, and what they fit in is a softer one. So
yeah,
it's just kind of satisfying.
Would you say that they are snap-on, stay-on accessories?
Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't take it out. I guess. I mean, where else are you gonna put it? Might as well be in his hand. So
that's what they used to print on all the old GI Joes in the beginning. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that was over.
Sorry, wrong room. GI Joe reference, not
wrong
a Transformers reference. I apologize.
GI what?
Shunned.
Yeah.
He's now shunned.
GI who?
I just can't believe that they're like, yeah, let's paint the butt red. Like, was his butt red? I don't remember that.
Might
He's got a monkey butt, a baboon butt.
So yeah, these are cool.
That's now 2 toys with a big red butt.
Yeah.
I gotta see if I got something with a red butt for my
Great.
next.
I'm gonna have to look.
Gotta keep it on theme.
Optimal Optimus, do you have one? No.
Because they're so cartoon accurate, like unabashedly, like I wonder if they'll do more combiners after Devastator, because they could finally do like Menasor right.
Yeah.
Kind of like that giant Devastator that came out from a third-party company a while ago that it didn't transform or anything. It was like maybe this tall, but it was just a giant action master.
Yeah, I know which one. But yeah, I could see that. Or if they want to continue doing the obscure characters, do like one of the like Monstructor. Why not?
Well, it's just nice they can get away with making the cartoon things as accurate as possible without having to worry about them transforming. Yeah, 'cause that's the problem.
A lot of people don't get like, oh, it's a non-transforming toy, and like, I get it. Some people they're more about playing with their Transformers, and that's totally fine. But people like to collect them just like they collect characters from anything else they love.
Pretty much.
You know, like the toy gimmick doesn't have to always be part of the product. Your T-shirt doesn't transform. I mean, transforms you into a bigger nerd. But
Yeah, I always get.
I see this as an absolute win.
I always roll my eyes when I hear someone say they're Transformers. They're supposed to transform. I'm like,
well, not this line.
Might as well. Whatever.
So, you bring up an interesting point about Monstructor there. Since it's not a show character, I wonder what they would do with some of those guys who maybe didn't appear in the cartoon. Like, how do you... I guess you'd have to figure out how to stylize them. If they were going to do more obscure stuff going forward.
Just hire Floro Deary. Bring him on as a designer. He's still out there.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they do niche stuff, but I get the feeling they won't go to non-show stuff.
That's
like
true,
I think, like the Castle Grayskull line that they picked up from Mattel. They kept it to stuff that was on the screen.
Right.
Like whatever they're pulling from, it has to be. And for all I know, they may not be able to do stuff that wasn't in the show because a lot of licenses get weird. I mean, I don't know that Transformers really ever gets that specific, but like Ninja Turtle does.
Yeah.
Like NECA can only do certain things. Super 7 can only do certain things. Mondo can only do certain things. They're very specific about what they pull it from. All right, it's Mr. Jack.
All right, so I finally bit the bullet and I got myself Earthrise Grapple.
Nice.
Don't break it.
Yeah, watch those pegs.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I actually, when I got them, wasn't yesterday, I think it was Monday, and I actually watched Emgo review it to see how he does it, and right beneath the crane where it like kind of flips around and all that, there's like, you could take your thumb and just put it in, lift up, and it actually doesn't really put much stress on those pegs. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing that every time I transform him, and he is perfect so far.
No issues.
So I absolutely love him. I actually love how simple the transformation is too. Just straight to the point, pretty much like that from vehicle to robot, and you're good. So.
As much as I love the was it Reveal the Shield Solar Storm Grapple or whatever they had done, I love that toy.
Grapple.
Yeah, Grapple.
Great toy. Grapple.
I gotta tell you, this one just has that like muscle memory of the G1 toy. Like the transformation is very similar, and the aesthetics very similar, and even the proportions from the truck mode to the robot mode. So that's a really solid one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, does that Autobot symbol flip around?
No, I've tried, and
it looks like
the way it felt. No, it doesn't. It's just it's a weird piece because it's like the front of the truck is like two separate halves, and then they have this little weird. So yeah, like you could kind of see like a little line going down the middle. But yeah, it's two pieces, and then.
I guess because they didn't want to have the Autobot logo across the seam.
Most likely, I could see that.
It hasn't stopped them before.
Uh-uh.
I mean, they break symbols pretty often, at least often enough. But the less they do it, the better.
Yeah, like I said, I'm glad I got this now because I was scared to get this because of those pegs, but now that I found that cheap trick, I love them.
I mean, like Nick, I really like the old Reveal the Shield Voyager toy, but I would agree that aesthetically that fits in a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And what's nice is that other toys also has an Artfire redeco, which is cool, and it has a Euro G1, the
Pyro
toy.
Spark.
Spark Fire. Yeah, they repainted into that, which is just beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's like there's really great options for that mold out there if you'd rather have a more G1 looking Grappel, and I'm sure Inferno at some point, and I would bet a Select's Art Fire like that wouldn't
without a doubt. Yeah,
When's
that's the case.
Hauler?
I mean,
That's what I want. Is when are they doing Hauler?
maybe. It's a good question too. We haven't seen him since E-Hobby.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, Masterpiece did him too, didn't he?
No.
No.
No, I don't think.
Nah,
Did not
dog,
get
nah.
a Masterpiece of that.
Oh, please.
Takara snoozing on these repaints. How are they
Right?
not repainting that into Hauler?
Man, they can only,
Yep, just the e-hobby. That's
they
it.
put their money in fish this year.
I have no idea what that means.
2 sets of
Seacons.
Seacons, dog.
Oh, okay.
You've been on a show for 4 weeks talking about them.
First, it was 5 weeks. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Still.
And did you not just hear me say "old man brain"?
Aw.
All right.
Dust up there.
I can. You can't just give me the dots and expect me to connect them. All right. You got to give me the finished picture, and tell me it's pretty, and that I did a good job,
Okay.
and then put it on the fridge, even though you did it all yourself.
Okay.
All right.
I know. Now I know.
All right. I'm going to do a batch of things that I like to call filling the gaps. So, I don't know how you guys are, but I have an ancient Google document at this point of my want list.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's
And it's
me.
and it's littered with missing parts. And when I 2 or 3 years ago, I started redoing my display room, and now it's it's all the white shelves, and I've been slowly putting in glass shelves and glass doors on them, as over time as I can from IKEA. But going through them, I was like, oh man, I don't have this part, I don't have that part, stuff that I thought was complete because I bought it freaking 10 years ago or more. And then as I'm setting them up, I'm like, oh, it's missing a thing, or some of them I knew and I just never bothered. But anyway, so I know Nick will know what this is.
Is that a G1 Rekgar axe?
There you go.
Yep.
It's like $25
Oh my god!
for his goddamn axe, which is why I haven't
Ow.
bought it for 10 or 15 years.
Holy mackerel!
But now I can finally take Retgar
Choop.
and give him his
I
axe.
feel like that's the kind of thing that would have been a lot cheaper at a BotCon.
No.
Probably
No?
more expensive.
Really?
No. No, I mean, it's been an expensive part for forever, which is why I'd never picked it up. I mean, there's more expensive parts, but it's one of the notable ones.
It's like the
Yeah,
it's like the Autobot equivalent of Nas tail.
Yes. Nostail's another one that I was missing, but I picked up a few months ago. But in getting his axe finally, I realized my Retgar is really crappy.
Aww.
Yeah.
I mean, he's complete. He's there. I need to clean him up and put repro labels on him. And I mean, now his elbows are bad. I can floor polish a little bit, but I don't know. They're pretty damn loose. But I suspect that's kind of common. So finally got Retgar's axe. This is for a new one here. I got Rock Lord Marbles, and I finally got his gun.
Oh, cool.
I've had marbles. So I've been watching a few auctions for it. Rock Lord guns go for $10 each if they're identified.
Nice.
They're also not super cheap for a Rock Lord gun, but it's better than buying a lot of 60 and then for $60 or something and then trying to sell off the rest again or whatever. So I got that. That was good. And then this has been my Space Shot and whoever he comes with G1 for the longest time. And you notice he's missing a wing.
Yep.
And that's apparently pretty common for whatever reason. And so I finally bought a Space Shot with both wings. Oh my god. So it's just been check, got it. Check, got it. Just
That scratch is the best part of the brain.
yeah. So yeah, it was good. Just a nice there hasn't been a whole lot else coming out that's in my wheelhouse. So budget had a little extra money, so it's nice to just fill in these little pieces or whatever here and there. And I've been kind of doing that as I go along. There's not this stuff left is Roadbuster's missile. I think I have 1 or 2 or whatever. I can't remember how many he comes with off the top of my head, but it's I'm still really not motivated to get another black missile just to lay on the shelf that he can't even hold. When they're not cheap.
Yeah.
That type of stuff. So it's getting harder and harder to find the last pieces.
Yeah.
And then stuff I'll never get what was it? Galaxy Shuttle. Did you know he has a shield? Like in the prototype stage, and like there's a couple of them floating out there.
That doesn't. I mean, you don't need that.
No, but it's like, like you
But
just
it's like
realize,
it
like,
might.
oh man, there's technically another part out there. It wasn't ever really released, but oh man, how cool would it be to have his shield?
Someone will 3D print one. You're better off with that.
I don't think anybody is, because I don't think most people even know it exists.
Yeah,
But
someone posted that?
I saw one on Facebook.
Yeah, someone in our Facebook group posted that like a month or two ago, right?
Oh, I think it was like on the RoboPimps, and it was like 6 months ago or something. But yeah, or at least that's when I saw it.
I'm not in that group anymore.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's not a sad thing.
Or okay, never mind.
All right, Mr. Nicholas.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Let's go with this ridiculous nonsense. I bought a very expensive paperweight. I don't know if you can see it from the glare, but I'm not taking out of the protective packaging there. It is
I don't blame you.
There's 3-0 Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie, deluxe scale collectible figure. At least that's what the box tells me, because I will never ever open it. I will never ever see what it is.
Why is that? Why we? Like, I mean, do you just want the statue? It's a statue, right?
It's an action figure, isn't it?
Oh, I mean,
think.
Paul's got it right.
It
Yeah,
certainly
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, for me, it's a very expensive paperweight. I have several of these paperweights now. I think I have nearly the whole set, except for the one that came out when my comic shop was closing, and they never got that order in for me. So
you don't open these?
hell no.
Wow.
First of all, they're movie toys, so that's one strike. Second of all, they're super high-end, expensive figures, so that's strike two. And like, it's just not. It doesn't hold any interest for me. If it were
Then
like,
why did you buy it? You just said it has no interest for you.
because
You have nothing redeeming
Completionist?
to say about it.
complete set, gotta have it all. That's the whole completist thing we were talking about a while back. Gotta buy
You'll
one of
never
everything.
have it all.
I will have it all. Oh yes,
Boom.
it will be mine. Oh yes.
There's some variant out there that you will never have.
Yeah, probably, but I'm still sticking with Who Dies with the Most Toys wins, so we'll see where it goes.
Well, if I die before you, maybe you can complete some things that I have one of a kind of. Well, we're sharing this one then, Nick, because I opened it for you.
Oh, there you go.
Because
See, we coordinated this. Well, this is a high quality, high production show.
well, I thought it would be nice to go from the Super 7 non-transforming figures to this thing.
Way on the other end
Little
of the
bit.
spectrum.
Different, yeah. I mean, you're really missing out, Nick.
It looks awesome.
These 3-0 toys are incredible, and this deluxe scale is just so much. It feels better. The size is better. The details are better than the old $500 some dollar ones, because I have most of those too.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Like when I first got on the show a year and a half ago, I think one of the first things I showed off was the Last Night Optimus, and it's like, this. It's like 6 inches taller than this guy, but this is a lot. This feels better. It's the weight is better. All the joints feel high quality. It can do the way the. I mean, it does so much stuff. I don't like to do it without like really being careful and watching. I'm not gonna hold it like that. But they're not. I wouldn't call them fragile. They're actually really sturdy.
They have all these little bits and panels and stuff, and you put it down wrong, and you're gonna snap something. I hate that. I don't ever want to deal with that.
Like the way the spine actually like curves, so you can get them to like crunch on this thing, and it
like
looks super cool.
Kind of like an accordion, like panels coming up, I think.
Yeah.
The way it does. That was kind of cool.
One thing that's a little tough on this guy is I replaced both his hands. I did the 2-finger pointing hand and so he could hold this giant ass gun. But like getting the hands off the ball socket and then another one back on it is just.
I heard it was a pain.
That was not fun. That part was not fun.
You're not selling me here.
You're selling you. You already bought
Well,
it.
you know what I mean.
Dumbo,
Like, no, you
it's
should
like,
open it. You should totally open it because it's a total pain in the butt to open and play with. It's like that doesn't.
I'm not.
sound like a
I'm
good
not telling you.
time,
I don't
man.
give a shit if you open it. I got the black one coming from Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah,
that
I got
is-
one of those coming too.
I mean, it was over a year ago. It was up for sale. So I don't
I was
know
like, oh,
when that's actually coming out.
I thought it was during San Diego last year they announced that.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean,
Almost.
I guess I was assuming they canceled San Diego, so it must have already happened, but that's not the case. Anyways, I've seen is it the Toy World one that transforms?
Yes.
yeah, I
It's
was
like-
actually gonna bring that up because
I got that pre-ordered.
You almost
I
can't
mean,
tell the
it's-
difference. They are that close.
Yeah.
Like when I see them side by side, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
It's insane.
I was watching Emgo's review, and he actually comes with a lot of accessories to where you can switch them between Earth mode and Cybertronian truck mode,
Yeah.
which is insane.
It's like his wheel caps pop off and like his shoulder plates pop off, and just to give a little bit of
Yeah.
different style on it.
Mm.
It's not huge, but it's a neat play value. I think. And if
Um,
you get the deluxe version, it has like this big stand and extra crap on
Yeah.
it too.
And then the Toy World version, I believe it came with an extra head for the 3.0.
Yes.
It was like a little wider and I think a little brighter blue, I think.
Which is the weirdest accessory I've ever seen. A third-party toy coming with a new head
For a
similar-looking figure
for a
that's
statue.
officially licensed. No, it's an action figure.
That's-
It's not a statue.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But it's just a weird ass
Yeah.
accessory.
I really wanted to get that.
looks
I don't.
awesome.
I think isn't it like over $200?
No, you can get it from Show Z for like 160, 170 if you get the standard. I think it's like 180, 190 if you get the deluxe.
That's where I was looking.
Shipping right now is like $18 from China right now, but it's not in stock yet. Now it's over 200 if you want it now. The places that have it to ship now, and I think Show Z even has an order. They're like, we can ship it to you right now, but it's like 280.
Yeah,
But
I'm
if you
gonna
wait for the,
got it right here.
I don't know why there's pre-orders that are cheaper, but the in-stock versions are more expensive. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Probably
but-
because it's in stock, so they can charge more for it. That's the way I would do it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, you
Yeah.
can have it now or you can wait, and one has a value proposition.
And I assume it's all COVID-19 related.
Yeah.
They're like, we were able to do a small run of this. We're going to do a bigger run later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And, the factory's probably charged them more. It's, shit rolls downhill, so.
Well, I
Shows
mean,
he
in
has
this
them
business,
for-
if you have a chance to make money, you need to make it. If you want to stick
Yeah.
around for the next day. So
yeah, shows he has them for $178.99. So
That's
not too bad.
yeah,
He's a
I'll
big
probably end
boy,
up getting
too,
it. I
so-
might just wait for a black one because that's what I've been kind of thinking. All these Optimus Primes coming out from third-party companies. I'm like, ooh, I kind of want that. I'm like, I'd probably rather have the black one, and that'll be the second run. So I might just wait. It's not like I need, I have this one I can play with right now, so just play with that.
Yeah, I look forward to talking about the Toy World one whenever it comes in, whenever that is. Some point, eventually. I mean, Show Z will ship it and it'll take forever to get here anyways.
12 months?
Shipping right now is super delayed. Like, stuff just inside the U.S. is good, but I had stuff that come in. The next thing I talk about actually hit U.S. Customs like over a week ago. And it just still took that long to get from U.S. Customs to me, which usually doesn't happen. Usually once it hits U.S. Customs, it's like, I'm like 3 days out.
I bought something.
You know?
I bought something from a major Chinese retailer, and it got here in less than a week, and it didn't even cost they shipped it for free. So it's like
It's all over the map.
Yeah, I wouldn't say just be prepared for it to be delayed, but don't think it's the only way things are happening right now. There's still chances to get stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I have two other things that come in that I honestly thought they would be here by now because I had thought about doing a show last week. Because I got stuff coming in.
Which is why I said we
glad I
might do a
didn't.
show next week, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, which is good because only one of them came in, and it just came in today. Moderately more interesting. It's still nothing, super exciting. It's older stuff, but yeah. So with that, you want to go into your next one, Jack? And I'll be right back.
All right, so these two are actually the same character technically. I kind of laid a hint the last show, but figured
I missed that hint, man. What was it?
I think it was like something Anna said. It's like, oh, well, because I gave it a hint, and Anna was like, oh, you should just like draw something, and I was like, I'm like, oh yeah, it actually wouldn't be too bad to draw a cat covered in snow. Sure enough,
Ah!
and I found him. I believe
of the
he was
devil.
like $20, I think, and he was complete with the little collector card and the instructions. I'm like, okay. So then I kind of felt bad.
I'm still not convinced that's not the one that I sold on eBay around the same time.
But no, then the other one, which, like I said, same character, so duh, Cyclonus. He was complete too. He was like $5 cheaper than Snowcat.
Nice.
So I kind of felt bad because I didn't realize till after I bought Cyclonus that it was from the same guy I got Snowcat from. So I'm like, shit.
Did you buy both of them from me? I swear to God. I know we looked at it and it was like, no, I don't think so. But
yeah, if your name was Cheesy or whatever it was, and I don't think it was. But no, I kind of felt bad because I'm like, oh, I didn't realize it was the same guy. I could have just waited. Sure enough. So I think one got here like 5 days after. I'm like, I kind of felt bad because the guy had to send 2 boxes to Wisconsin. I'm like,
It's okay.
Did you? Yeah, it's eBay sellers.
But yeah,
fine.
Both are complete, so I'm still building up my Unicron trilogy collection. So I got to start looking again when the next.
Have you messed with either of those figures before?
Snowcat, yes. My other one, I don't know where he went, but he's pretty much stripped down. He has like no parts left besides a missile, and then Cyclonus I have never had before. So a friend of mine actually had him, but I never.
So Snowcat has the 2 leg panels. Do yours flop forward any? Mine always wanted to do that. I mean, it was fine once it was stood up or whatever, but it did not want to stay pinned up, and I never knew if that was.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Aren't they supposed to be down? I mean, that's like they're supposed to be skis.
Yeah, they could become skis, but they're supposed to be whichever way you want them to be and stay there.
The one thing I hated about this was that he never came with the little hand pulls. I'm like, that would have made the look so much better. Rather than, just sitting there like looking like an idiot just going down. But
now you got to get the Night Force repaint.
I saw that. I'm like, that looks awesome, and I couldn't find it, and I'm like, great. Now that's gonna haunt me for the next 5 years until I find it at TFCon.
Everyone talks.
He still has his little windshield wiper. So
I forgot about that. Everyone talks mad shit on Energon, but like that is a cool toy concept figure. Like everything about that was
People
awesome.
talk shit on it?
Yeah, somewhere around the halfway point of Energon, they started to figure out what a cool deluxe figure was, and so you started to get ones like that, and that led into the better stuff from Cybertron.
Yep.
Well, a lot of it has to do with the TV show is garbage.
Yeah.
That's what most people think, and that's has an impact.
I got about halfway through it when it was airing, and eventually I couldn't do it anymore.
Obviously, I was only like 5 or 6, so I could care less. It was Transformers, so I'm like, let's go.
You loved it.
Kids.
Damn right I did.
Second G.I. Joe reference of the night. Wow. With the Snowcat.
All right. We got time for another round? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Make sure. Yeah.
I got one
to
more,
do.
All right.
which worked, so.
All right, my next round here is going to be Shiny Boys round. So, kind of checking off the mark, and this was my old Rock Lords nugget. I love Rock Lords. Piece of shit, right? I got it in a junk lot forever ago. I mean, like, look at it. His wings, that one's broken off. This other one's not even here.
That's what we call well-loved.
And this thing was... Somebody played hard with this. Yeah. They made it a rockin' through it at their sister, or whatever.
I don't know. His arms aren't yellow yet.
Yeah.
No, they're green. I mean, you probably can't pick it up, but that's green out there. That's what his arms do. But if you know anything about Nugget, he's coated in shiny, and it's constantly scuffed up, right? And so I was like, if I want to buy one, I want to buy a nice one. And this one has minor imperfections on it. But he's super nice, and he has his weapon.
God damn.
Yeah. And, again, the weapon you can find by itself for $10, or, sometimes I've seen some lots where, these 3 GoBot weapons for $30, that type of thing. Which I thought about buying the weapon and getting a nice one by itself or whatever. But this one has really nice chrome. Again, it's not perfect. But I don't think you're realistically going to find better out of package unless, you get it in package or somebody cut it open and put it on the shelf, as a collector. And it was like $30, $35, something like that. That's about as good as it get. I've been looking for a few months, so one shiny boy down.
Shiny boy.
He's really nice. I have a few more GoBots or Rock Lords I'm still needing, but get closer there with a really nice nugget. And to go with the shiny boys, I got this is what came in today that took way longer than it should have to get here. X-Transbots G2 Beachcomber. And there he is next to the original. And I've got this as my normal Beachcomber, the same mold from X-Transbots. But Fans Toys is coming out with one, so what I'm probably going to do is get rid of the X-Transbots version, since, keep it this in this mold. That way I have both molds. That's some diversity. I like doing that. And use the Fans Toys as my G1 one. And this for my Masterpiece G2 shelf, which isn't exhaustive, but I got a few little things on there here and there, like, Watermelon Mirage.
Yeah!
Nice.
That was so good. And like previous releases of this X-Transbots toy, he comes with birds, and he comes with a Golden Lagoon hand, and a different face, and a gun. And man, you want to talk about fists that are hard to swap out? This fist on this guy is very tough to get out. It's a mushroom peg. So, like, you kind of... You don't feel super great sliding mushroom pegs out anyways because you're worried you're going to snap them. And I pushed pretty hard, and it didn't budge, and it didn't break. I was like, maybe I won't put the Golden Lagoon hand on him. It's like, he's a shiny boy, so I want him to all be shiny. But yeah, so
Is he as shiny as the original? He's not like chrome, right? He's just very metallic.
Correct. It's a metallic flecked paint or whatever. He's not like full on
metallized
green mirror. Yeah. But they did a really great job matching the color layout. The orange spokes, and he's got the gray chest.
I am jealous.
Of course, yeah,
it looks great.
I mean, he's like $60-$70. It's been out for a long time. So it's not expensive. I got it from Baba Bobo on eBay. It's if you're gonna buy from China, he's one of the few you can be trusted aren't ready to go rogue like a lot of Chinese sellers. There's like, it's a 3-year-old account with hundreds of feedback. I'm sure it's good. It's not. They're gonna go rogue. Don't know when. They got the system down. They pump each other's feedback up.
I hope you're not right.
They do it. I mean, like, there's a TFW thread for Chinese eBay sellers, and they have top list. Here are the good ones, and here are the bad ones, and lots of them flop. Like, they will be on the good list. People are like, I bought from them just fine, and then eventually, like, boom, have run off with like 50 sales. For something that's, if it's too good to be true, and it's third party on eBay, it is too good to be true. If it's in China, now if it's like, people are starting to wise up. So sometimes they'll just do like $5 cheaper, which could be totally legit. That happens, and so you buy from them, and then you still get ripped off, I mean, eventually you'll get your money back, but eBay made me file a police report one time.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, officer came out to the house, and this and that, and I told eBay, it's like, here's the information, and then they gave me my money back. It was just a waste of time. I think they were.
Well, they just want to make sure you are serious, So. Yeah,
it's happened to Lucas too. I think he said.
Jeez. Well, I hope I don't have to file a police report soon.
Yeah. What we think it is there's a dollar threshold.
Yeah, that would make sense.
What triggers them to say, because I've done it before with other things and it didn't happen. So it's not every time. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I got myself 2 very shiny boys in.
Excellent.
Super nice nugget is hard to find. So I was, that isn't $40-$50. It's. The Rock Lord market is going up. I am dead serious. I take all the credit for it because I'm always talking about Rock Lords on this show now. It's all my fault. I'm sorry,
What'd you
everyone.
do?
You really make me wish I never sold my Rock Lords back in the day. I didn't know that red radar dish was Nugget's weapon. I had like 3 or 4 of those just sitting in a bag. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, and it's... Oh, yeah, and let's talk about, like, they don't use their guns like normal. How a lot of early toys, nothing was standard. It wasn't just all peg holes. So this is just like, goes over the fist. Like that, kind of like a little reminiscent of one of Skids' guns. And Marbles' gun, which I didn't talk about, it has 2 pegs. And the 2 pegs peg into holes on the inside of one of his shells.
Yeah,
It's just,
I remember thinking that was awesome. That toy was super cool.
That actually works really well as far as holding guns. But like all of them hold their weapons a little different. I mean, there's some with just you put the sword in the peg hole, sure, but they're kind of all over the map. All right, Mr. Nicholas.
All right, I have Paul to blame for this one. I got the duck camo MP10. It was the Japanese store exclusive. I'm a sucker for this mold. I like it way better than MP40, whatever the heck. Look at that. He's got one too. And the best thing about this guy is the super obnoxious accessory color. This like screaming axe they give him, the orange-red color. His gun is the same color, and then the center of the matrix too. But like, he's beautiful and terrible, and like, I love toys like this.
He looks like a patchwork quilt.
Yeah,
it's
great. Yep. And he does in fact have some camo on him. I don't know if that's visible from the front, but
that's the duck camo.
Yeah, and it's Atmos on his arm.
Quack quack.
I mean, he is very, very street arty, and that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
With these wild redecos, I love the fact that he's mismatched. The color scheme is asymmetric, like you were saying.
Yeah.
It's not exactly apparent right away, but when you look at it, you're like, oh wow, everything on the left is dark green, and the opposite is light green, and it just looks really cool.
Yeah. And here's a
dropping everything.
That's his matrix with the red crystal in the middle. You can kind of see it. It's green.
Did this one come with a trailer? Or
No. It's just the bot, the axe, the gun, and the matrix. Thank God. It's not.
I know a lot of the
$1 million.
A lot of the MP10 repaints were just singles. They didn't have the trailer. It's like I think the only repaints that really came with the trailer were like the Year of the Horse,
7-Eleven, and the Evangelion. Both had the trailers.
Oh, and Ghostbusters too.
Right.
Yeah, right. Like a lot of the Bape. Obviously, duck camo, or that. All are
like none of the sports ones do, like LeBron and whatever.
Oh yeah, those two. No. Oh.
Yeah, that's the next one. That's the next one I'm going after is LeBron Boy. I got to get that.
Yeah, I mean, there's two different versions of MP10. There's the one with the trailer, and then there's the Black Convoy one that came in the single box, and so those are the two different styles.
Yeah.
And all the weird.
And then Lucas just pointed out there was the Shattered Glass.
Right. Yeah.
I want to get that one too.
It's people talk about some of the most repainted toys. I never thought a masterpiece figure, MP10, would be up there in one of the most repainted toys. It's ridiculous how many times that thing has been repainted.
That is, I think technically Starscream, like both versions. I think a decent amount of repaints.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely one's up there, but that's I wouldn't have thought a masterpiece figure to be cracking that top list.
I don't know. Some of the Siege toys are getting close at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, it gets muddy, when you start talking about like, well, is this a recolor, is it a retool or whatever, especially like in Combiner Wars, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But, this is just straight up. Here's another MP10 deco. Here's another. And another one.
And another.
Nick, it looks like your chest, the windows actually fit together pretty snugly, because I've heard from a few people that MP10 always kind of had
It's got the little gap.
Yeah, so it still has the gap.
I mean, you can make it stick together if you push it a little bit, but the second you like move them at all or shake them, it's gonna pop back open on you.
Yeah, it was kind of like a design flaw from the beginning with that toy, and then sucks that all the KOs fixed it. And so then it just gives all the losers credence to like, their KOs are better.
Well, I mean,
okay,
they only made it better. They only made it better because they had something to work off of,
right.
But it is also it's a strike against Takara. You've repainted this thing fucking 500 times.
Fix it.
Fix it. You've had multiple opportunities.
I mean, the flaw exists.
How many times have they remade that mold?
Like they're not going to go and retool the whole thing.
Or knockoff companies did. I feel like Takara could fix it. They've had the money.
You're going to tell me that this mold didn't pay for itself how many times over at this point? There was an opportunity somewhere in the many releases to fix it.
Well, clearly they didn't have to.
Yeah, no, they didn't have to, because I'm a sucker, and I'll buy it every time anyway.
Me too.
I think I counted at least 10
of the
every 10
problem.
repaints.
The only the Eva repaint's the only one I have anymore, and that's the knockoff of that mold. It's just I'm not gonna pay $600 for it, and I wanted some version of MP10. I thought that was the most interesting.
It is very.
If it was
love that one a lot.
If it was reasonably priced, I would pay for it. I have enough so few knockoffs like I can name them. You know, at that level, I buy official whenever possible, but
Yeah.
none of the other ones interested me, and I was like, but I gotta have an MP10 somewhere.
Pretty much what I was saying, because I needed a Masterpiece Optimus, because I had the MPO1, but I don't know what happened to it, to be honest, which is
Mine's right up there.
sucks to be me. But no, my MP10 was, I went into TFCon 2014 in Chicago looking for one, only found one. It was a Toys R Us version. That was the only one at the day. I said, screw it, take my money, it's mine. So,
La la.
pretty much.
All right, Paul.
Well, I was pretty sure you were gonna that figure there. So this isn't that cool, but
Did that just come out?
well, it depends when you ordered it, because it like literally came out the day COVID-19 came out.
Right.
So it became very difficult to kind of get a hold of in the end, but
Yeah.
Got it.
I think mine took almost a month to get here.
yeah, so did mine. Mine like I think the day mine was sent via EMS was the day they like shut EMS down. So that sucked. It took 21 days.
Just squeaked out before everything.
But so this is something that this isn't going to be like blow anyone away, but I think this Netflix Megatron is
That's way sharper.
quite good. I mean, I saw this at Toy Fair and I was like, oh damn, they made it look good. And now I have it in hand, and it does look good. Even I had both the other versions of the toy, but I just opened this up and sat it down and like posed it in like one of those like beefy, I'm gonna mess you up poses, and I just keep looking at it, and I haven't changed how it looks since. It's awesome. And I can't wait for the show, because it looks exactly like the show. That's why it looks.
That's what they were going
this
for.
gunmetal color, yeah.
Yep.
Like, I know Christian absolutely, like, on the cast, Christian from the cast, absolutely loves that toy. He was talking about it 2 weeks ago. He hadn't opened his yet, but he was just like, it looks so good. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
He just couldn't stop.
It just shows
Couldn't
what
stop
a
drooling.
good deco can do to a mediocre mold. You know, and the only reason this is mediocre is because the Optimus was so awesome. Like, and you always put the Optimus and Megatron next to each other, and the Optimus is like an A+, and the Megatron looks like a C+, even though it's more like an A- in actuality.
Yeah.
I also think that
Hold
it's
that
been
up
tightened
again.
up a bit. Like the feet like got loose on my original one,
Yeah, mine are that way too.
and so far this one's okay. And there's a lot. There's paint on almost everything. Like just
Nick hates it then.
yeah. There's like paint on the cannon, and all the silver is paint, because he's actually like a dark gray plastic.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
And they did it right. They did it really well. It's on the legs, it's on the feet, it's on the back, it's on the arms, and he's got the scratches on the chest that are in the show. If you watch the trailer, I recommend people watch the trailer, because you'll get a lot of ideas of what those listing. I was a show on Monday, and I was like, all the answers are in the trailer, guys. Like, Barricade is not an Earthrise toy. So, I don't know. I think it's a great pickup, and if you like the Battle Masters that come with, even better. So,
That's exciting. I wasn't excited to get that one. I was like, it's another Megatron. I got one already, but now that I've seen yours, I'm much more excited for it.
I'm really
good.
tempted to get it if I find it.
That's assuming, of course, Walmart actually bothers to ship mine. Because I got to notice today that my Ultra Magnus is on back order now. Despite
Really?
them showing up on shelves everywhere around the country, my
Yeah,
Ultra
mine,
Magnus is back ordered. So,
Mine
thanks,
Walmart
Walmart.
actually-
Good job.
mine got shipped today.
my Walmart actually had 2 Ultra Magnuses in the past couple of weeks, because there was one to where the box was just beat to shit.
Yeah.
And then I went back today and I noticed, and they had another one in the box that was actually much better. So I'm like, they've got two. I'm like, that's insane. So maybe one of them might have been Nick's. I don't know.
I don't get it, man. How do you take pre-orders for, when they start taking those back in February? So they've had, it is now the end of May. They've had 3, almost 4 months to get their act together, and somehow stuff's going out on shelves, and they're not filling orders.
Oh, actually,
I don't understand how
they've addressed that.
Yeah.
So the reason with Walmart's having trouble with their pre-orders is because I have it here. Fuck you.
Yeah,
that's why.
That's kind of what I figured it was. I thought
because it's Walmart. They don't give a shit. they have their distribution chain set up, their supply chain set up. They don't care. Like, I suspect their internet warehouse gets X stock, their stores get X stock, and it's allocated how it's allocated, and it goes out how it goes out. It's not like Walmart, the company, we're going to fill our pre-orders first, and then we'll ship to stores. Like, nah. Stuff's going to go where it's going to go. It's an exclusive toy. They don't really care.
If they can do ship to store, the reverse could be true, too, and they could get them back if they needed them. They could have had it, you know what, we screwed up, we shipped too many. Here's one that's at your local Walmart being held for you.
Well, see, if you look in Appendix F, line C, it's, no, really, fuck you. To address that point.
Plus, they're toys for children. They're not like $300 PlayStation 3s that have a launch date, You
honor your commitments. You say you're going to do something for someone, you do it. You honor
Walmart. Period. Yes, you're not wrong, but Walmart doesn't.
I know.
Until you become Walmart. See, that's the beauty of being this huge mega company with a gajillion dollars. You don't have to care anymore because your shit is bottom tier pricing. People are going to come in and buy it anyways, especially when you got an exclusive toy. They don't care. Hasbro's happy. Walmart's happy.
It's like the old George Carlin bit. We're servicing the customer. I mean...
Well, there's a few... I mean, I don't know if... We're going on a tangent here, but like...
Won't be the first time.
At Toy Fair, I had Netflix toys in my hand.
Yeah.
Hasbro gave them to me. So they were ready. They were packaged. They were in the United States. And there were they had, hundreds of them because everyone that attends gets a baggie with a toy in it. And that's where all the nerds outside are like, hey, can I have I'll give you my magic cards for your Netflix toy. And literally, that's what we were doing. It was hilarious. And so that was crazy. Like, they actually had brand new product that wasn't supposed to come out till April. Well, at that point, we thought April.
Right.
But then,
like what was
Hasbro wanted to come out with the show.
Yeah.
Hasbro wants it to come out with the show, and now it's happening because they made Walmart say, hey, you can't ship those until May and June when the show comes out. And I don't know if you guys know this, Zavvi is another retailer that has these for sale. And they had them they were supposed to ship last month too. And they didn't. And your order just said like, oh, processing, instead of, and it still had the ship date there. So I reached out to them and they said, oh, Hasbro, man, like, Zavvi's a weird company. Like, I'm literally talking to a dude named Chad on Twitter who on their Zavvi customer service for USA,
Chad.
And he tells me, oh, Hasbro mandated that these are we can't ship these till May 30th. That's the street date on these.
What I find interesting with the whole Netflix thing is how it's swapped. Look back to like animated. We got the show. Toys came out way later. And it sucked. Now the movie stuff, man, that stuff usually hits pretty good. Like the toys come out, and then a few weeks later the movie came out. Like they
at least
they had that timing down every time. But then I think it was the same. Was it the same for Prime? Where like we got the first edition stuff, and that came out late, even at that, and then finally like the full lines came out later. And now here we are with the Netflix show, which to me it feels like the Netflix show should be much easier to time because I suspect it could be shorter duration, less episodes, that type of stuff. They're not working with like Cartoon Network, trying to which is a bigger organization.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know, Netflix is probably larger these days, but you know what I mean. It feels like they don't have to worry about scheduling it, or anything. It's like no, you put it online and it's out. But they can't get their timing right, and now the toys are finally out.
I think they did do it right this time. They released the toys when they could, and the show was in production, and the show was late, compared to the toys, but they solved the problem elegantly. And maybe this was the whole plan, but they got Walmart to say, hey, we're going to give you, these are the toys from the show. Even though we've already released all these are the ones people are going to want once the show comes out and drives these sales, because they actually look like that item, and they don't even have to do anything other than paint them different and package them in different ways.
I'm talking about the Walmart exclusives. Like, the Walmart exclusives are out now explicitly from the show, and the show still isn't here, and we don't have a date. Now, if the show comes out tomorrow, then okay, it's close enough.
I mean, we're talking like a matter of 2 months discrepancy this time. Versus, it's coming out in June.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I could not find that in print yesterday. So.
I know. I listened to what you guys said, but
yeah.
If it doesn't come out in June, I will be shocked.
All right.
I'll be yes.
All right. So
Jack, couple of wavy lines.
You want to bring us home, Jack?
All right, my last one, which is kind of a weird one, but I had this guy, Cybertron
nice.
Crosswise.
Oh man, that's a throwback.
I love that figure.
So my original actually had this missile pod, or not, this, because that's not a missile pod, that's his head. But this missile pod was snapped off. This is actually my original. If you can kind of see it, it's a little nubby and snapped off.
Aww.
So I ended up finding it was pretty much just like this. This is my original body, so I just found like the parts, swapped them, and I got a new Crosswise who's actually complete and has both of his missile pods. And
nice.
So yeah, pretty much the only thing I really did was, because I think my hood and the head on my original was in far better condition than the one I got, so I just unscrewed the head and chest, put them on the new body, and I think popped off the legs, because I think the legs on mine were better too. So I'm like, yay, got myself a Crosswise again, who's actually got a missile pod. So
cool, man. I remember when it just shows how much times have changed. When the Transformer, the collector hobby flipped their shit when BotCon did that toy as Jazz, and we're like,
yes.
Oh, holy God, it's a Jazz. That Shattered Glass Jazz, which they did with a mostly G1 deco.
Yeah.
With they put like an evil symbol on him, or something.
Yeah.
It was minor because they wanted it to fit both, but it's like these days we would never accept that as a Jazz. Like,
no.
What? Get out of here! It's garbage. Shut up.
I hated that toy as Jazz, especially in the Ricochet. What was that?
They missed the boat hard on the Ricochet, and then they tried to redo a Ricochet, and I felt they still missed it.
Yeah,
they had a much better mold at that point, but.
They had this for the movie line. It was like one of the All-Spark Power. It was somebody else.
It was Jolt.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was purple, right?
Yeah.
Purple and silver. But I'm like,
I like the.
It hit the mark as Crosswise. Anybody else was like,
absolutely. I
like the smokescreen version of that mold. Was it smokescreen? Right, the repaint from Cybertron.
Yeah.
That I had that one before the other one, and that was one of the reasons I fell in love with the Cybertron toy line was because of that figure.
I mostly liked it, but I hated the parts on the backpack that stick up the back. They tried to make it look interesting in robot mode, but ultimately, like transforming it, they just got in the way.
Pretty much.
They were basically panels that they didn't know what to do with. The rest of it, I liked. Back when I had it.
So yeah, this is my original one.
Oh God!
Droopy frickin' broken missile pod.
Did you break it in anything, or is it just one of those entropy always wins things?
Entropy always wins. It was over time. I actually forgot when it happened exactly, but I was sitting here because what I was trying to do with my Unicron trilogy, because I'm trying to build that up, obviously with Snowcat and Cyclonus, was I'm trying to get figures I haven't had before or figures that are desperately missing parts. Crosswise was technically complete, but it always urged me every time I looked over to him where he only had one missile pod poking out, and the other one was just broken nothing. So I'm like, I'm going to find one. Luckily, the guy had this for I think $3.
Score.
And then $5 shipping. So I'm like, okay, mine now.
I mean,
I love it.
This missing wing has irked me forever. Some of the missing weapons have worked me forever. So it feels good to finally, it's like there.
Oh, I love you guys. Could be very, very bad influence. I'm going to start filling in gaps this way now. And
so we've talked about it since we started doing this show regularly. Because it used to be part of the main show, and then it just we would talk for 45 minutes before we got to our content, and we were like, we got to cut it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
And then, the cast, we all kind of, before Duron's departure, we all started trying to, or when he departed, we all kind of got a little more involved, a little more hands-on. You know, like, hey, what can we do for the whole network of shows? And I brought it back, and we found that, like, we've been buying stuff to have on the show. Like, it's stuff we wanted anyways. But, it's just that extra little kick. It's like, oh, I could talk about it on the show. I'm running dry. I better buy it.
I'm running dry.
I've definitely hit...
Bunch of enablers.
I've definitely shipped my pile of loot sooner than I would normally so that I could have stuff on the show to talk about. I'm probably about to do it again.
Hey, you should ask BBTS to sponsor this show then, because...
That's like when you brought up... Rob, that's like when you brought up the Fall of Cybertron Starscream, and you're like, oh, it's going cheap. I'm like, damn it, now he's going to make me get that. Next time we have the show, I'm going to have this.
It's a good figure.
Just so I don't have to run out of fuel. Great.
Jack, I love that you're kind of living the dream there by, finding a junker and fixing another junker and making a super toy out of it that looks
that is super cool.
Solid, 100%.
I might have to do that. That's what I might have to do for another... Because there is one more that I have that's that way. I don't know who. Actually, it's Omega Supreme, Energon Omega Supreme, so I might have to do that. But it's going to take a lot.
That could be tricky.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more.
These days.
Because one of the guns on his shoulders, I think that whole mechanism is like shot and it's broken. Because I know the gun itself is missing. Then I think...
Are these toys from your childhood?
Yes, they are the original. They've been played with.
Guys. Like, I was in college when this shit was coming out. That's awesome.
2004, 2006. I was already working at St. Mark's.
I don't have anything from my childhood. All that stuff was gone way gajillion years ago when I was still a little kid in a yard sale or traded and that type of stuff.
So,
it's awesome, though.
That's going to be a big project, so...
This broken nugget was somebody's toy, and now it'll go in the trash.
No.
Don't throw him out. No.
I can put him in the bucket to sell, I guess, but I'm never going to sell it.
Throw him?
Somebody wants
it. Maybe Slaughter will buy it at PFCon.
I know how to trick an idiot. Throw it to the river. Just say, it's like, oh, I found a gold nugget. Go down there. Trick somebody into...
It is a gold nugget. That's true. Mostly goldish.
What goldish left. Yeah. Then they'll realize what it is. It's like, oh, it's a frickin' rock lord. Screw that guy. You just told me it was a...
I don't think anybody else is going to be like, oh, it's a rock lord.
Oh.
If they did, they would be my best friend ever.
They're going to be like, oh, it's a transformer that turns into a rock. Okay, here we go. Chunk.
Yeah, rock lords is a concept. Just I accept it, but like if you really step away from it, it's like, what?
Hey, look at this dumb transformer. It turns into a rectangle. Isn't that dumb? Who would want that?
It's a cassette.
Where's the cassette deck on that toy? You show me.
It's a memory card.
At least turning into a rectangle is better than turning into somebody's titties.
I don't know. That's a pretty good spot, but you get grabbed a bunch.
Wow.
And when you're lactating, life is hell. Let me tell you. But
well, this show got weird.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So on that note, thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been Out Your My Wallet, again part of the TF Talk Network, live here on YouTube, 8:30 on Wednesdays. Make sure to check out Cut the Tape. Usually goes up on Friday. On Sunday we have our pre-recorded news segment by the mysterious Mr. Starscream, who one day will figure out who it is. Mondays is live on YouTube, is our bread and butter show, TFYLP, where we discuss a topic. And then of course Microcaster's live on Tuesday and goes up later on YouTube. It's live on Facebook where we pick a toy and we record it. So yeah, make sure to you can also hit us up on Discord. There's a link in the description if you're interested in that. You can hit us up on Facebook, and we have a public Facebook group that we chat in as well. You can hit us up on Patreon at patreon.com/TFYLP. Tiers start at $1. Make sure to be still supporting your local businesses, though, while we're still getting through this mess. And I think that's it. I think that's all the plugs.
I think you can
Like
find Lucas on Tinder at L Bockelman 217.
I don't
Results
want to
may
see
vary.
that picture. I don't want to see that. Just drop it.
Drop it like it's hot.
No.
All right.
No.
Well, and thanks, Nick, for coming on the show. First time here, I'm sure.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Have you been
Good.
on every
I hope
show
so.
now?
No.
He hasn't been microcasters.
Right.
Oh.
He's going to have to do a voice segment for the new show at some point, because I think we've all done voice segments on there at some point. Both either the old version or the new one or both. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We had a lot of comments in the chat. So Rodimus Supreme and Zaldron and minifigure collector, who's a bit of a newer watcher we've had, and some others.
And Loud
So,
Mike
thanks-
Lucas.
Loud Rattle Mike and
At L
Lucas in the chat.
217.
Tell him to quit messing with his microphone during the show, please, everyone.
Sorry we
Tweet him,
didn't. Sorry we
at
didn't
him.
take any questions this time. We were just kind of engrossed.
Yeah.
I was partaking in chat.
Oh, good.
Oh, buddy.
I didn't. I apologize. I usually do.
No biggie. All right. Thanks everybody. We're gonna get out of here, and we'll see you at the next show.